And there we go. So we're going into 88 versus 1990. You can see the table there. Both teams in desperate need for a win. A draw would be pretty bad for both, in fairness. But they both need the points. A draw might be just enough to get them over the line in the end. A win will put them... a win of big margin could put them in top. But of course, with 89 and 91 still yet to play, as they walk out Hummels and Henderson, the 2H captains. A couple changes, one change for both teams. Immobile and Hosselu yet to get a goal for themselves. Daniel Welbeck making his first start of the tournament, having come on off the bench in the last game. Classic David Moyes situation where he's playing out on the left, but here is the 88 team. Stays as a back three. Banega comes in for Nemanja Matic as that left CDM, but it is Di Maria, Tadic and Cuadrado who will offer the support towards Sanchez and Lewandowski, hoping to get their first goal of the tournament, as they did not get one in the last game, losing 2-0. But yeah, Matic drops to the bench. And then we get into the team for 1990. Chesney continues in goal. Coates and Nacho Fernandez as the back two. Gundogan, Henderson in midfield with Vizca and Welbeck now on the wings. Immobile and Hosselu up front. Welbeck and Vizca instructed to attack more. Welbeck, of course, replacing Marcos Alonso as a much more attacking option. Not playing in his most comfortable position, playing wide, but he's played there plenty of times for both England and Man United and Arsenal. When he was there, he tends to play more as an out-and-out striker now at Brighton, but he is playing on the wing for this team. Who knows, if he plays well, Immobile and Hosselu don't, he could get himself at striker. Though they do have some good striker options off the bench, with De Jong one of them. It is 1990 that kick us off. Both these teams need a much better performance, both conceding 2 in their last games. However, 1990 do have the boast of already opening their catalogue with a Vizca goal. Henderson. Gundogan plays it to Immobile. Here's Hosselu for the first chance of the game, and Jan Sommer saves it, and it goes out for a corner. Already much better from 1990. Jordan Henderson back in the England squad. Not sure how we feel about that. Seems like more of a personality pick to help the squad cohesion early on rather than performance pick, but it's good enough. Henderson's a good bloke. Gundogan, Henderson. Dusan Tadic, Lewandowski. And remember, 88 have not yet scored. We're hoping to get some more chances. They barely had, I think they had one shot and it was way off target. So here is Sanchez, still unable to get a good shot. Vizca. Hosselu, he's got a lot of space. Plays it out wide to Vizca. He does get it to him. Kyle Walker. Hosselu. It's well cut out. Does seem like 1990 are going to be the favourites so far. Here is Cuadrado. It's not a lot of defenders back now. Cuadrado going in on his own, and that's well dealt with by the number 6. Maybe counterattacks are the way that they're going to have to go, because that did seem like a good chance there. Surprised Cuadrado didn't have an attempt, really. Busquets to Tadic. Not on target. Not good enough. Daily Blind. Welbeck. Here's Ossolu. Jordan Henderson. Back to Ossolu. Here's Immobile. This is building nicely. And Otamendi deals with it. Cuadrado's making a run, and look at that. Great run into the box. They're not getting... Not great from Cuadrado. He's getting in the positions. He's just lacking the clinicalness to do it himself. Keeps trying to lay it off. But there is that counter-attack option. Vishka's in a lot of space on the right. Go through the middle. Here's Immobile up against Hummels. And now Zimmer deals with it. I'm saying that a lot, deals with it. I need to change up my language. Nigger. Cuadrado. There's a lot of space on the left. They choose not to go for that player. Lewandowski through the middle. Blind wins it back. Good tackle. Oh, I don't know which way this is going to go, to be honest. I think 88 seem to be having the better opportunities on the counter. But here is Immobile for the first chance, and he puts it in. 1990. Their first goal from a striker puts them 1-0 up. And 88 have not been good enough in this tournament so far. They've now conceded 3 and have scored 0. Jordan Henderson with the assist. Pretty close to half-time. I assume scoreline will remain. And there it is, the half-time whistle. 1-0 to 1990. That puts them... Well, it doesn't actually change their position. They remain in third place due to goal difference. But it gives them a very important 3 points, which they could use going into the final game, where they'll play 1991. Let's get into the second half, see if 88 can get... Because if they lose this game right now, they'll be the only team only on 0 points. Everyone else will be on 3 points. The only team not on 3 points is what I meant to say. Here's Di Maria, that's a cross to no one. Yeah, which would mean they would need a win. A draw might be enough to help them out on that final day. But a loss would mean they would have to win big in their final game, which is unlikely. So they need to score. That's it. I think a draw would be good enough because that would mean that they have someone that they can overtake with a win, with like a 1-0 win. But if they lose, it means they have to win, and they have to win big to overtake anyone. So scoring is a must. If they don't score, I'm gonna say that they're probably out. Lewandowski steps up. And he has a strike, nowhere near. Lewandowski has not had a shot on target this entire tournament. He has not troubled his Polish teammate, Szczesny. Here's Ossolu. And that's... I was about to say dealt with. I need to not use that phrase. Otamendi. Quadrado. He's been one of the better players, but he gives the ball away. Here's Danny Welbeck. Cutting inside, gives it to Hosselu. He loses it to Acerbi. Tadic. Counter-attack opportunity. Here's Alexis Sanchez. He's not really getting involved much. Might be due to the fact that he's up front. Oh, Quadrado, lovely skill. Here's Lewandowski. Gives it back to Quadrado. Tadic plays it to no one. They keep wasting these big opportunities. Here's Banega has a shot. Sanchez was in plenty of space over on the left, and they chose to go with a shot instead. This team just are not making the right decisions. Very frustrating. De Blind. Immobile. This looks like a good attack. Hammers put in the tackle and was able to sort it out. Here's Tadic. They are not making any changes yet. 88. They should do. It is 1990 who are making the change. Trippier coming on for Welbeck. That seems like a defensive substitution. Seems like they might be going to a back five like they did in the last game. So Trippier at right back. Walker, centre back. Perhaps Blind. Here's Quadrado. That's their first big chance. Szczesny saves. That's the best they've been. It's quite central, not a great strike. On his weak foot, in fairness. Banega. Got players in the middle. Banega can't find them. Immobile. Trippier. Henderson. Vishka made a run. He wasn't found. There's a lot of players flooding forward. Gundogan. Trippier. Hosselu. Summer gets it. Can 88 score their first goal of the tournament and keep their hopes alive of staying in it? Lewandowski. Ooh. Ooh. That was great. No fouls in that entire move. That was lovely, though, from Lewandowski, and Sanchez was able just to get there. Immobile. Gundogan. Oh, Henderson's through. This might be it. 2-0. Holstein, 1988 are not getting back into this. Henderson, goal and assist in the game. That looks like 1988 are out of the tournament, which if this is the case, they might rotate in that last game. It's a good pass to Henderson for his... He's probably been one of the players of the group, in fairness. Busquets. Vishka hasn't been as involved in... And he has a shot, but it's not... Lewandowski. Can they get something? Ah, he's offside. They're just not... Rakitic coming on for Banega, and it looks like Marcos Alonso. Tadic, Lewandowski. There's a lot of players flooding forward if they can find him. Lewandowski has a shot from distance. Szczesny. Di Maria. Last chance. And the corner goes to no one. It's just not good performances from 1988. As it stands, they could become the first and only group to not score a goal. The game ends 2-0, and that's 2-2-0s now for 88. 4 goals conceded, none scored. So 1992 go in second place based on not goal difference but goals scored, because they've got the same goal difference as 89, so they go ahead on goals scored. And then, yeah, 88, they're basically out, because look, they have to overtake anyone, they would have to hope 89, oh, well, they do play 89. They have to hope that 89 lose now, and then they beat them. So if they lose heavily, they could stay in this, actually. So this is a big game now. This next game is a big game for 88, who will absolutely have to be making changes in the next game to try and get some goals, because they are the only team to have gone 2 games and not scored a goal. Let's get into the next game then, which is 1988 versus 1991. 89 are the home team. That is Barnsley. There's no changes needed for these guys, right? No, they both played very good. So, and 91 is Roma. No kit changes needed. This will be played at the Deutsche Bank. A, B, C, D, E. Deutsche Bank Park at 8 PM local time. And can we have some rain? We can have some rain. So no changes for either of these teams. We'll go through the lineups as they come out. But both teams won their previous game, 19... should I be saying this maybe when the game starts? Yeah. Because if I'm going to clip this as like in the final video, I should probably... Okay. Hello and welcome to 1989 versus 1991. Both teams on 3 points as it stands in the group. So this is a battle for first place. Whoever wins this game goes top off the table with 1 game left to go. Both teams performed quite well. 1989 won their last game 2-1, and 1991 won very convincingly, I should say, 2-0 against 88 though, so that is the caveat. 88 have not been performing well, whereas 89 have not yet played them. The only team yet to do so. So getting into the lineups, we're starting off with 1989. We've got Hradecki in goal, Alderweireld and Smalling as the 2 centre-backs, Witzel and Danny Parejo in midfield, and then a great attacking midfield triple of Royce, Muller, Mkhitaryan with Aubameyang up front. Got Arnautovic on the bench, Carlos Vela as well, and a Herrera, another option if they choose to make any changes. Jordi Alba and Damian played very well in the last game. Going into 1991, this team played great. We've got Bono in goal, Koulibaly and Van Dijk as the centre-backs. Jorginho, Kante and De Bruyne make a midfield 3 with Zapata, Griezmann and Mahrez ahead of them. Acuna and Vasquez on the wings. Fullbacks, Vasquez actually got a goal in the last game. They've got a great bench. They've got Chris Wood there. He did not come on in the last game, so he has not made an appearance yet in this tournament. But yeah, battle for first place in the groups. We shall see. As goes a draw, we actually take them both into qualification position with, was it 1990, the only team that would still be remaining on 3 points over those 2 games. But here we go. It is 1991 that kick us off. But the team from the 80s has the ball now. Koulibaly with a good interception there. So a lot of back and forth already. Seems like this might be a high-pace game. Mkhitaryan. Acuna wins it. Mkhitaryan's battling though. Acuna chooses to go back to the keeper. Very risky. Kante. De Bruyne. Zapata. Here's Mahrez. Oh, he's through one-on-one. He chooses to give it to De Bruyne. Odd decision, but De Bruyne finds Zapata, and Zapata scores anyway. 1-0. Another early goal. 1991. They did it in the first game. They've done it now. Duvan Zapata is proving to be a good option up top. Very strange decision making from Mahrez, but it worked out in the end. And their striker gets the goal to make them 1-0 and take them top of the table. I suppose it's worth mentioning that 91, which is represented by Roma, have not conceded a goal. However, they have only played 88 who have not scored, but they are currently, I believe, the only team, yeah, they are the only team in this group that has not conceded a goal so far. Zapata just running offside quite clearly. Don't get too many offsides in this tournament. I don't think we'll get too many more, because as we finish this group and get into the next group, we're getting slower and slower as the ages get older and older. Here is Jordi Alba. He had a good game in the last one. Cutting inside, Koulibaly cuts it out. There's De Bruyne. Zapata. Greasy Griezmann. Zapata. Acuna. Smalling puts it out for a corner. Acuna. Gives it back to De Bruyne. Kante, edge of the box, has a shot, but that was well wide. Parejo. Damian. Aubameyang. Muller was making the run. He's just not the player with the pace that you'd want to make that run. Smalling cuts it out. Muller. Looks like Alba's making a run. Griezmann. Oh, that's a good pass to Zapata. He's through one-on-one with Mahrez coming in, but he shoots himself and that's forced to save. I think Mahrez would be pretty upset with that. Damian. Here's Parejo. Royce. Koulibaly's cutting it out. This is turning out to be one of the slower games. Zapata. Ooh, there's a lot of space here. Griezmann gives it to De Bruyne again. Making some strange passes in the final third. Marco Reus. Muller. They haven't really had any good chances yet. Here is Reus. Parejo. And Van Dijk concedes the free kick. I think they're going to wait. Yeah, have a shot here. Reus is a good option. Got a big wall. Bamian goes over. Reus. And that is half time. Now, if 91 were to not concede a goal, that would mean that they would be the only team to have kept 2 clean sheets, I think. Which, in tournament football, this could take them far. This is looking good for them. Now, let's see if they can continue that. They are not leading in possession, but look at the XG that they've conceded, 0.1. So 89 will be hoping to perhaps get some better opportunities in the second half. Good from Aubameyang there to keep the ball, keep possession. Damian. There's Muller. It's Muller. Griezmann. Zapata. Acuna. De Bruyne in the middle. Zapata's arriving. Henrik Mkhitaryan. Oh, and that goes out. Damn. Jorginho. Vasquez. Mahrez. Mkhitaryan. There's Royce. Bang, that's a great touch. Getting past Van Dijk, but he handles that well. It is Van Dijk. It's Bono. Could be the first goalkeeper to keep 2 clean sheets in this tournament so far. De Bruyne. Zapata. Almost plays a 1-2 with De Bruyne, but not quite. Looks like they're going to make a change now. Perhaps a defensive one. Trying to keep that clean sheet. There's Cunha. Zapata. Griezmann. De Bruyne. He's going to have a shot from distance, but well off the mark. And it is Vasquez who's coming off for Danilo. That's probably a defensive change. Vasquez, of course, is a fullback former winger, whereas Danilo is more traditionally a fullback. Not a great pass from Herdecki. They've got 20 minutes to try and get back in this 1989. Jorginho. Well, Pereira's done well to body his man and get possession back. in a perhaps unorthodox way is Jordi Alba. Does well keeping it as well. Do they have anything in them to get past this undestructible 1991 defense? Muller. Aubameyang has a shot from distance again, well wide. Bono. Not the best of goal kicks. That could have been the wind. Royce. And that's going to be ushered out, I think, from Danilo. Good defensive change so far. Here he is again. Good ball towards Mahrez. They're really trying to take control of this game. Kante loses it though, uncharacteristically. But it's one back. Here he is again to De Bruyne. Danilo. De Bruyne. De Kante. Sorry. Zapata. Jorginho. Cunha to Griezmann, who has his first decent chance. 5 minutes left. It looks like this might be ending with 1989. Oh, they're making an attacking sub for the last couple minutes. Yeah, 1991, they could become the first team to keep clean sheets. Hey, no worries. Oh, hey, Kua. How you doing? No worries. I started this stream very early because I'm trying to get all the groups done. So if I'll get the VOD up if you want to catch up. But I'll let you know what the situation is once this game ends. De Bruyne. Here's Griezmann. Final whistles, good to go. There it is, 1-0. This is interesting. Okay, let me update the table. So, 1991. That's their second win. 89, their first loss. Okay. Yeah, how you doing, man? I didn't stream last week. I was kind of just letting the Stoke video do its thing. Let me just check. Does this work? Is that going to crash my computer? Doesn't look like it wants to work. Okay, I won't do that. Okay, so this is the state of Group E. 2 games left, so 6 games left for the entire group stages. Now, 1991, 2 wins, 3 goals, 0 conceded. Now, you could say the same thing for 1988, 2 games, 2 losses, and no goals scored. It's turning into an interesting group. Where 88 could be the first team just not to score a goal, whereas 91 could become the first team to not concede one. Good to see the Stoke video doing well. Yeah, it's great. Have you seen the short I did? It's just hit 40,000, and like the Barcelona video was only at like 10,000 after the same amount of days. I don't think it's going to do nearly as well as the Barcelona video because that one kind of just spiked randomly and was getting like 10,000 views a day for a period, whereas the Stoke video seems to be slowing down now. But it's incredible. But yeah, so the going into the final 2 games of this, 88, they would have to win. If they win 2-0, they would be joint on almost everything with 89. So that would actually make an interesting scenario, which I don't know who would qualify in that case. So if they win 2-0, that's an interesting scenario. 3-0 win would take them into that third place. It doesn't put them... Well, actually, now we can actually have a better look. Would 3 points on a... what would the goal difference be? If they won 3-0, their goal difference would be -1, and they would have scored 3. So 3-0 actually doesn't take them through. They have to win 4-0 to get their goal difference to be 0 and knock 2003 out. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But it's interesting enough that 1991 could qualify without conceding a goal. I kind of want that to happen because I think that would be interesting. Zapata man of the match. Yeah, this team's been very, like, tactically sound. Like, just decent performances, hard to beat. Nothing special, but they've got some special players. Griezmann's not doing great out on the left wing. Looks like they changed the formation to put him more central in this game. And Bono, most clean sheets in the competition now.